Okay, so we need to give this keyboard focus. One thing I'm going to do is in an awake function, function awake, open and close parentheses and brackets, I'm going to set screen.lockCursor equal to true. So when I simulate my game, I don't have a mouse anymore. I can press escape to use it again, or Control P to stop simulating. So that's one thing. Now the next step is actually in the GUI class. If you look up in the documentation, there are two functions here: set next control name and focus control. Set next control name allows you to set a name of a button. So this one can be referred to as GUI 1. This can be GUI 2. And focus control allows us to set which GUI element has focus programmatically in the code. So we can set these names and then give each of them focus here in the script. We're going to tie that into keyboard control using an enumeration. So first we'll just give these names. GUI, let's see how to use this. GUI.set next control name, and just the name as a string. So GUI.set next control name, parentheses, quotation marks 1, parentheses and quotation marks and a semicolon. And then I'm going to copy and paste that before each of these GUI buttons. And I'm going to rename this 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now these elements have names. We're going to tie this into keyboard control right now just to see how it works. So if input.get key down, in parentheses and quotation marks space, and then open and close brackets there. Then we want to GUI.focus control, but we can't use a GUI class in the update function. We have to do it here. So here's where we need the enumeration. Up at the top, enum current focus, and then button 1 equals 1, button 2 equals 2, button 3 equals 3, and button 4 equals 4. You don't have to have these numeric counterparts to these enumerations, but I usually like to put them in because I often find that referring to the current enumeration value by number is also helpful. And we're actually going to do that later in the script. So that's our enumeration. We need a private variable to store that. Private var current focus. Note the capitalization difference. Colon. Its type will be current focus, the enumeration that we just defined. And its initial value will be current focus dot button 1. Alright, so now we can refer to current focus in the onGUI function and then change that value with a spacebar. So here in the onGUI, what we're going to do is use a switch statement. So switch the variable we're evaluating is current focus. Open and close brackets. Case 1 colon. So if current focus is here 1, we will GUI.focus control to 1 and break. Oops, this needs to be quotation marks. So let's just do that for now. So what this means is if current focus is set to 1, then we'll programmatically change the focus control to button 1 right here. Actually, let's do one more for case 2. I'll copy and paste these 3 lines here. So if current focus is 2, then we'll change focus control to button 2 here. And we'll use the space bar here, the space input, to change current focus to 2. So if input.get key down space, then current focus equals 2. And simulate this game. Right now there's keyboard focus on button 1. I press spacebar and the focus moves to button 2. So that's working beautifully. Go ahead and build this out more. We're going to add cases for these 3rd and 4th buttons. So if current focus is 3, set focus control to button 3. If current focus is 4, set focus control to button 4. This isn't actually how it's going to work. We were just debugging here, to be clear. Okay, so now that we have a way to use the keyboard to change the current button focus, that's actually pretty cool because usually you need the mouse to do that in the GUI system with Unity. What we need to do now, though, is create some button navigation. So rather than just have the spacebar change it to a particular button, delete this line here. What we really need is when the button, let me get my cursor back. When the button's 1, we want the right arrow to go here. We want the left arrow to wrap around to go here, the down arrow to go here, and the up arrow to go here. When the focus is on this button, we want all those arrows to do different things. We want them to go to different buttons. So we have to set up what we want our up, down, left, and right arrows to do in each of these conditions. So the way we're going to write that